Now, everyone knows Bigfoot. Everyone knows the Mothman, or at least everyone should know the Mothman. But have you heard of the Loveland Frogman? What about the Bray Road Beast? How about the Ozark Howler? Let's talk about some lesser-known American cryptids. Let's get spooky. Hey, spooky people. It's your best friend Kenny here, and we are going to talk about some lesser-known cryptids today. Before we get into the video, let's make sure you're all subscribed to this channel, The Spooky Lawyer. Make sure that you have liked this video, and make sure that you share this video. Go ahead and share this video on whatever social media website you are on now, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, TikTok, whatever your thing is. Just post it on there. So, hey, go check Kenny out. I would appreciate it. Today, we're going to talk about 3 lesser-known American cryptids. It is the Loveland Frogman, the Bray Road Beast, and the Ozark Howler. The Loveland Frogman is a large frog man-like creature that supposedly inhabited the area surrounding Loveland, Ohio. I don't know anything about Loveland, Ohio. Maybe it's marshy. I don't know. Maybe lots of frogs around there. The frogman is described as a bipedal frog-like creature standing approximately 4 feet tall and has been sighted for decades. The first sighting of the Loveland Frogman, the first known sighting of the Loveland Frogman, was in 1955. A traveling salesman was driving through Loveland streets late at night when he spotted 3 large figures standing in the road. Each figure was about 4 feet tall, with leathery skin and frog-like faces. The salesman was frightened and got away from there, and his subsequent report quickly became ingrained in the local folklore. Later that same year, 1955, a businessman was driving near the Little Miami River and reported seeing 3 figures by the roadside. He described them again as reptilian creatures standing on their hind legs with leathery gray skin and frog-like faces. The salesman claims that one of the creatures held a wand above its head, and the wand had sparks flying from it. And it's important to remember that this is, 50 years before Harry Potter came out. So these weren't just people cosplaying as Harry Potter. In 1972, 2 separate police officers reported encounters with frogmen. In March, Officer Ray Shockey spotted a creature crouched by the side of the road. Initially, he thought it was an injured animal, but he was startled when the creature stood up on its hind legs and revealed its frog-like features. The creature then climbed over the guardrail and disappeared into the Little Miami River. A few weeks later, another officer, Officer Mark Matthews, reported a similar sighting. He described the creature as 3 to 5 feet tall with leathery skin and a frog-like face. He claimed to have shot at the creature before it vanished into the river. Nice police work there, just shooting at this guy. He later claimed to have recovered the body of the creature, identifying it as a large iguana missing its tail. However, Matthews maintained his belief that this was the frogman, and he even recounted the story again in 2016, suggesting that his encounter with the iguana might not have been the whole story. It seems like a really big iguana. Are iguanas native to Ohio? These reports by police officers brought the Loveland Frogman into the public eye and gave it some credibility. These officers faced ridicule and disbelief from fellow officers, and their experiences highlight the challenges faced by people who claim to have encountered the unknown. There was another reported sighting in 2016 where a group of teenagers near Lake Isabella claim that they saw a large frog, a very large frog, stand up on its hind legs and walk around. These accounts and other anecdotal stories have been passed down through the local folklore and have contributed to the lore of the Loveland Frogman. Despite these sightings and widespread interest, there have been no official scientific studies or investigations specifically dedicated to the Loveland Frogman. What are they hiding? However, there have been attempts to investigate the creature. For example, a paranormal investigative team searched for the Frogman in an abandoned house in Loveland, Ohio. However, it did not provide definitive proof of the Frogman. Many dismiss the Loveland Frogman sightings as hoaxes or misidentifications, which is fair. However, others have sought to explain the phenomenon. One of the suggestions that the sightings could be confused descriptions of escaped iguanas and monitor lizards. God, who is a pet monitor lizard? Jesus, man. And while these descriptions may explain the leathery skin, it fails to explain the consistent reports of these creatures walking on two legs and having frog-like facial features. There are similar legends and alleged cryptids to the Loveland Frogman, such as the lizard man of South Carolina. There is also a woman in Evansville, Indiana, who claims to have seen an extremely large, froggish, man-like creature underwater, suggesting that perhaps there are multiple frogmen, or many frogmen in this area. Loveland, Ohio, which has the nickname the Little Switzerland of the Miami River Valley, has a commitment to preserving its historical heritage and embraces the Frogman legend and features it as a mascot in local festivals and events. See, I like that. Make the Frogman visible, make him part of the tourism and the events. And maybe one day he'll just show up and be like, hey, what's up, guys? The legend of the Frogman has also made its way into popular culture. It was featured in James Renner's novel, The Man from Primrose Lane. There's a musical titled Hot Damn, It's Loveland Frog, and a horror film called Frogman. I'm going to try to watch the movie. The musical seems cool. There aren't enough cryptid musicals. I want a Bigfoot musical. I want a Loch Ness Monster musical. It seems to be something. If you're a musical writer out there, cryptid musicals seem to be an untapped treasure trove for material. The Beast of Bray Road. Bray Road, a stretch of road winding through Elkhorn, Wisconsin, houses a secret that has captivated the region for decades. Since the 1930s, the people in the area have whispered about a creature lurking in the shadows, a beast that defies easy categorization, a creature known as the Beast of Bray Road. This entity is a fixture in Wisconsin folklore. It inspires countless tales, investigations, and there's a movie. The first known sighting of the Beast of Bray Road was in 1936, when a night watchman at St. Coletta School for Exceptional Children near Jefferson, Wisconsin, reported encountering the beast. Mark Shackleman, who was the watchman, was making his rounds one evening when he noticed a shadowy figure hunched atop a Native American burial ground in the school's fields. As he approached, the figure rose to its feet, revealing itself to be a large, hairy creature resembling a wolf, but standing upright on its hind legs. This initial sighting was an isolated incident for many years, until the 1980s, when a surge of sightings in and around Elkhorn brought the creature into the public spotlight. There were a variety of encounters by a variety of witnesses, from fleeting glimpses of a large wolf-like animal running on all fours to face-to-face confrontations with a bipedal beast with glowing red eyes. One of the most well-known sightings occurred in 1989 when Lori Andreezy, a local bar manager, encountered the creature while driving home from work in the early morning hours. As she drove down Bray Road, she noticed a large figure crouched by the roadside. As she looked closer, she saw a beast with roadkill clutched in its claws. The creature locked eyes with Andreezy before she sped away, shaken and convinced she had just seen a monster. Over the years, many other individuals have come forward with their own tales of encounters with the Beast of Bray Road. These eyewitness accounts, although somewhat varied in the details, paint a picture of a creature that is between 6 and 7 feet tall when standing upright, with a muscular frame, broad shoulders, and a head that closely resembles that of a wolf or a bear. Its most striking feature is its eyes, which supposedly glow red or orange. A few witnesses include Scott Bray, who in 1989 saw a strange-looking dog in his pasture near Bray Road. He described it as larger and taller than a German Shepherd with a strong chest and pointed ears. Mike Etten, who was a dairy farmer, claimed to have seen a dog-like beast near the Bray Road Hospital Road intersection in 1990, and he described it as sitting like a raccoon, using its front paws to hold something it was eating. Tom Britchka, in 1992, claimed to have struck the beast with his car. Man, imagine that insurance claim. Yeah, I hit a wolf, man. I hit a werewolf. Sure you did, buddy. In 1999, a young woman named Dorothy Gibson claimed her car struck something while driving Bray Road. Upon inspecting the road, she saw a towering wolf-like creature standing on its 2 legs. As she sped away, the beast jumped onto her car, but slid off in the rainfall. Now, of course, skeptics believe that these stories are hoaxes or misidentifications. However, many others believe that the sheer amount of encounters point to the existence of a creature unknown to humans. The beast of Bray Road has never been definitively proven to have attacked a human. That means it might have just gotten away with all of it. But some of the witnesses claim it acted aggressively, ran at them, as we discussed earlier, jumped on their cars, etc. There's no concrete evidence of the beast of Bray Road, no hair, no footprints, no clear photographs or videos. So generally, the sightings are believed to be misidentified animals or some sort of mass hysteria. There are some alternative explanations for the phenomenon. One theory suggests that the beast of Bray Road may be an undiscovered species, possibly related to the other dogman legends found throughout North America. This theory believes that the creature could be a rare and elusive canine that has managed to avoid scientific detection. And there are similarities between the beast of Bray Road and the Michigan dogman and other types of canine-like cryptids in the area. Another theory is that the beast of Bray Road may be a werewolf, a shapeshifter capable of transforming between human and animal forms. Of course, there's no evidence of this theory, but it explains the difficulty in finding and identifying it. Many of those who believe in the beast of Bray Road point to reports of animal mutilations in the area as evidence of its existence. Animal remains, including deer and livestock, have been found partially eaten with specific organs removed from their carcasses. The beast of Bray Road believers suggest that the beast of Bray Road is a predator with unusual hunting habits and may be responsible for these mutilations. The creature has been featured in books, documentaries, and television shows. For example, Linda S. Godfrey, a reporter for the Walworth County Week, was assigned to cover the beast of Bray Road in the early 1990s. She was initially skeptical, but she became convinced of the sincerity of many witnesses and wrote a book titled The Beast of Bray Road, Tailing Wisconsin's Werewolf. Small Town Monsters, a production company which specializes in documentaries about cryptids and unexplained phenomena, released the documentary The Bray Road Beast in 2018. This film explores the history of the legend and features interviews with eyewitnesses and researchers. The Travel Channel's Expedition X dedicated an episode to the Beast of Bray Road in 2021. And this episode followed a team of paranormal investigators as they searched for evidence of the creature. Now, Elkhorn, Wisconsin has embraced the Beast of Bray Road and connected it to its local folklore and culture.
All right, Wisconsin is home to many urban legends, spooky stories maybe, but there's one here in southern Wisconsin that you may be familiar with. It is the Beast of Bray Road. This weekend, a large celebration taking place to update people on the very latest on this search for this mythological creature. And to talk about that today, we have Diane Beeson. We also have Donna Wells-Fink here with us as well. Tell us about the Beast of Bray Road. What is it, Diane?
Well, the legend of the beast goes back many, many decades, almost 100 years, but it was brought to light in the 90s by Linda Godfrey, who was a journalist for a small local paper, and she started taking reports on the beast. And it just kind of kicked off a whole thing. The more she talked about it, the more people called in with reports and sightings and all that sort of thing. And she wrote several books, and one of them was titled The Beast of Bray Road. And it is a large wolf that will walk upright on its back legs, and there's not just one of them, there are many.
Really?
And yeah, there's a lot of sightings, a lot of reports, and people have seen 2, 3, 4 of them at a time. And yeah,
it's like Wisconsin's Bigfoot, essentially.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Some businesses have even incorporated the beast into their branding. I hope the beast is getting royalties. The creature is a symbol of the region's unique identity and a source of both fear and fascination.
Absolutely.
Tell us about what you have here.
I have Jackie and I, another investigator with me.
Yeah.
This past winter, found a 3-toed print by the marsh.
Okay.
Excuse me. And he has 1, 2, 3 toes, and you can see that his foot is this big.
Yeah.
So it's pretty big. And we found it by the marsh where he likes to hang out.
Okay.
And he also hangs out other places on Lee Hempel's farm, which is adjacent to Bray Road.
Okay.
And Bray Road is where people know the beast to be from.
Right.
But it's also, when Lee first moved in or opened his farm there, an older lady right next door said, you know, the werewolf lives on the back of your property.
The Ozark Howler. The Ozark Howler is a cryptid that supposedly inhabits the Ozark Mountains of Missouri, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. It's described as a large, shaggy creature with glowing red eyes and horns. The howler has been part of Ozark folklore for centuries. Some believe the creature's roots lie in Native American folklore, while others suggest it may have been brought over by European settlers who shared tales of similar creatures from their homelands. The earliest documented accounts of the howler date back to the early 1800s. Some internet sleuths believe the legend may stretch back even further, connecting the howler to a 10-foot-tall hairy creature called a Yahoo that Daniel Boone spoke of killing in the late 1700s or early 1800s. Descriptions of the howler vary. However, it's generally depicted as a large bear-like creature with a thick coat of fur. Its most distinctive features are its glowing red eyes, long horns, and a chilling howl that is said to be a combination of a wolf's howl and an elk's bugle. Some describe the howler as having a goat-like beard and a long tail. However, not all do. There have been numerous individuals who have reported encounters with the Ozark Howler. These accounts range from fleeting glimpses to more detailed observations. For example, in 1946, residents of Red Oak, Oklahoma, described a large, furry creature with glowing red eyes that disturbed their livestock. In the 1950s, reports reported a black, goat-shaped creature roaming the Ozark forests. More recently, in 2014, a motorist in Benton County, Arkansas, reported nearly colliding with a large, unidentified mammal that matched the description of the howler. While the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission investigated the incident, no concrete evidence of this mammal was found. In 2021, a wildlife biologist and zoologist team engaged in a search for the howler, and they interviewed a local hunter named Andy Free, who described an encounter with a creature that he believed to be the howler. And while he did not see the creature directly, he described the creature's smell and its distinctive call. A photographer who was venturing deep into the Ozark woods in search of the howler met an old man who claimed to have not only seen the creature but also possessed a dead one. The carcass was badly decomposed, but the hermit insisted it resembled no known animal, and therefore it must have been the howler. Despite the numerous eyewitness accounts, the existence of the Ozark Howler remains unproven. Skeptics often attribute the sightings to misidentified animals such as black bears, bobcats, or mountain lions. And the Ozark Mountains are home to a variety of wildlife, and it's possible that unfamiliar animals or animals exhibiting unusual behavior could be mistaken for the howler. Other researchers entertain the possibility that the howler may be a surviving prehistoric creature, such as a creodont. Creodonts were an extinct order of mammals that shared a common ancestor with modern carnivores. And they had a wide variety of forms, some of which resembled large cats or weasels. Another theory suggests that the howler may be just a large cat. Some eyewitness encounters describe the creature as having a cat-like appearance with a long tail and a stocky build. I like this idea. I want there to be another large cat roaming places. And that sort of explains why we can't find it, right? Because cats are stealthy. The Ozark Howler has had a significant impact on the culture of the Ozark region. And the creature has become an iconic symbol of the area's mystery and folklore, is woven into the fabric of local stories and traditions, and is featured in local stories, artwork, and tourist attractions. Some consider the howler as a symbol of the Ozarks' wild and untamed nature. Some believe the creature represents the freedom and defiance of the region, while others see it as a guardian of the wilderness, protecting it from those who seek to exploit it. The howler also presents a fascinating cultural conflict. The Ozark region is often considered the buckle of the Bible Belt, but the howler stands as a symbol of pre-Christian beliefs and the enduring power of folklore in the face of organized religion. The tension between traditional beliefs and the dominant religious worldview adds another layer of complexity to the howler's lore. The howler draws tourists to the Ozark area, visitors interested in cryptids seeking to experience or encounter the howler. There are other similar cryptids in other areas of the United States. For example, in North Carolina, there is the beast of Bladenboro, which is described as a large cat-like creature. The folk monster of Arkansas, which is a large, hairy hominid that inhabits swamps. And the English hellhound from England, which is a ghostly black dog often seen as an omen of death. So what do you think? What do you think of the Loveland Frogman, the Bray Road Beast, and the Ozark Howler? Are they hoaxes? Have you seen them? Do you believe in them? Do you want to believe in them? Leave me a comment and let me know. Make sure you're subscribed to this YouTube channel, The Spooky Lawyer. Make sure that you like and share this video. Make sure that you're following me on Blue Sky and TikTok. My username is AKBruise. Make sure that you are following me on Twitter. My username is AKBruise. If there is a spooky or disturbing story or some other cryptids you would like me to research, do a video on, send me an email. My email address is thespookyLawyer@gmail.com. I am getting to the suggestions that I have been given. I'm doing research on a number of them, and I will have videos out coming soon. Keep sending the suggestions. I appreciate your support, and I appreciate you watching my videos. Please, stay spooky.